What's good? We back with the Box Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfella back on the boxing grind, keeping it alive even towards the end of the year. We still gonna rock out. Floyd Mayweather gives Billy Joe Saunders, respect. He put some respect on Billy Joe Saunders' name, and said that Billy Joe would give Golovkin problems and Canelo problems, and that's what I've been saying. Only reason I don't like his chances a lot versus Golovkin at first is because he wasn't as offensive as he was with David Lemieux. And still, I think he needs to pick up his offensive volume a little bit more versus Golovkin. I think he probably knows that, but he got the ability to beat a lot of guys. Floyd said he's going to give a lot of those guys problems. He's absolutely right. If this dude can mentally stay straight and physically stay in good shape, he going to give a lot of guys issues. Now, Canelo, I just feel he just outboxed Canelo easily. That's just me. I seen what Erislandy Lara did, and I scored that fight a draw on the fact that Erislandy Lara lost that fight. He can say he wanted all he want. When Canelo started throwing those left hooks to the body, when he kept rolling out the same way to cut the distance off, that's what he chose to do. Billy Joe Saunders it's not gonna be a point where Billy Joe Saunders won't throw punches, for a long time in the ring with Canelo. Billy Joe Saunders gonna throw. And he's a little bit more offensive and calculated. He can step out of his offensive comfort zone better than Lara is. Those Cubans are stuck in their ways. They are what they are. They not changing. It's not a trainer in this world that can reprogram them. Billy Joe Saunders can make the adjustment and do something different. That's the difference. Lara is not gonna make an adjustment and become more of an offensive fighter unless you really force him to be like Angulo did. Billy Joe Saunders can go into different modes. And Floyd Mayweather said that. He said that boy the truth. He said he know talent when he see talent. And he said he's a good fighter. He can give a lot of people up there problems. Said somebody sent him the Billy Joe Saunders video where he was giving Floyd credit, saying that about Floyd blueprint and how to fight and how he studies Floyd and look up to Floyd. And Floyd was like, that boy can fight. And a lot of people blinded by the simple fact that he had some issues mentally, and he had a lot of things going on before he got to Dominic Ingle, man. It was just like, he was fat, out of shape. He didn't know where to go. And now it seems like Dominic Ingle has been able to get through with him with the team they got up there with Kell Brook, Kid Gallo, whatever that guy's name is. He's a pretty good fighter. He's been living with Gallo all that time, and they say he's the hardest worker in the gym, so they paired him with him. And, hopefully this dude can stay in shape and fulfill that promise that he does have, that everybody see that he can have. Because this dude is definitely a problem, and people got to recognize that. I remember when Floyd dubbed Chad Dawson to be the pound for pound fighter when he retired the very first time, and people weren't listening, and people still don't know nothing about Chad Dawson. Oh, he was a bum, he was this, but people don't remember what he did. He cleaned out the division way before Bernard and John Pascal came to that division. He ran Thomas Adamek up to fucking cruiserweight and heavyweight. He took Antonio Tarver out that division. He dominated that division, and you could tell people ignorance when they speak on stuff they don't know. A lot of people didn't even know he trained with Floyd Mayweather Sr. at first, and that was when he was at his absolute truth. He wasn't no game with Floyd Mayweather Sr., but at the end of the day, these guys don't like to train with Sr. because he's a disciplinarian. This is a new breed. You could tell Chad Dawson's timid personality is the reason why he ain't a surefire Hall of Famer and one of the best that ever did it. That was his downfall. He was very timid. He didn't have any aggression. But Billy Joe Saunders, he got a mean streak in him. He got that dog in him, and hopefully that won't be the case. Floyd and I is not saying that this guy is invincible. But what he brings to the table is true boxing skills to the middleweight division. That's what he brings to the table. Nobody in that division, except for a few, have boxing skills like Billy Joe Saunders. You can say Danny Jacobs, Andrade, and Jamal Charlo has those boxing abilities that can do that. But he's a little bit more calculated than Danny Jacobs. Danny got some of that tit for tat in him. You hit him, he want to hit you back and get aggressive. Saunders is a guy that's gonna ride that comfort zone. He go off IQ and feel, and I think he might have one of the highest IQs in that division. He go off of IQ and feel. He knows what he wants to do. He's calculated. A lot of these guys like Jamil Charlo and Andrade, they not as calculated as him yet. That's because they don't have the experience level. You know, this dude was an Olympian. You know, him and Andrade was on track to fight. They both lost, I believe, 2008 Olympics, I think it was. Danny Jacobs, he's starting to become calculated. He's the most dangerous middleweight right now because it's starting to click for him all the way together. He knows what he is, what he not, what he can do. He's a very confident individual. Nobody gonna step in the ring with that man. And I think Billy Joe Saunders is the second guy. He's starting to come up. In the middleweight division, went from ashy to trashy to now it's one of the better divisions. It's living up to a historical name with all the talent. And if Jamil Charlo move up and some other guys, her and Lar, end up moving up, and some other guys may move down, this division gonna be on fire. You know, we got Brandt coming back down, potentially Ebanks Jr. coming back down. I mean, this division is jam-packed. And it's not gonna be nowhere for Golovkin to run or Canelo to run. Trust me. You know, unless they do a trilogy. We gone.